Hello, good evening. Welcome everybody to Soundtracks with Birdman. Tonight, Age Boomer and I are reviewing Young Sherlock Holmes, film from 1985, directed by Barry Levinson, which to me did not feel like a Barry Levinson film, but we'll get into that over the course of the night. How are you, Mr. H. Boomer?
I'm very good.
And I see we got Melissa Harris and Chris P. here. Thank you all for coming by. Hope you're having a good evening. We're invited to Sound Engraver stream tonight in like 2 hours, so we're not going to have much chit chat before. We're going to just dive right in.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do a post, but we'll probably start in a minute here. Let me just put young Sherlock Holmes. Hold on.
And Chris P. and Melissa Harris, y'all got your Christmas shopping done? It is the season to go shopping, so let me know if you got your shopping done. I have not finished mine. So. And have either one of you seen this film before? I had not seen it before. I watched it for tonight's show.
All right, let me get out of top chat and go into live chat. Okay, well, whenever you're ready to start, I'm at like the 3-second mark.
Okay, I think I'm at 00. So
okay, so
I just press play. I'm at 1, 2, 3. Paramount logos on there.
Okay, I just started too. Okay.
All right, and, back in the 80s, Paramount had a lot of good films come out.
Paramount was a powerhouse.
They were. Whatever happened to Paramount?
Well, I'm not going to say they're not still a powerhouse. I mean, they released all the Marvel movies, didn't they, technically?
The first ones, yeah, they did. Oh, hey, Professor Geek's in the house.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
You can't be here. Spoilers. No, okay. I keep bugging him to watch this movie. No, people are mixed on this movie. I remember when it came out. I make a point, though. Steven Spielberg produced this, and I think he went on to direct the movie Hook. And if you think about it, Spielberg did two things that you're never supposed to do to the characters. You never see Sherlock Holmes as a young man, and you never see Peter Pan as an adult, right? you know? But I don't know. I like this movie. It's kind of an origin story for the character. It's a fake origin story, but they even make a point at the end of the movie. Okay, yeah. Him and Dr. Watson did not meet each other as teenagers, okay? But I like it. And here we have our first victim. Okay, I don't remember what this guy's name is. Do you?
I don't remember his name. Spoiler warning, but he knows all the other victims.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm going to watch Aged Boomer's recommendation. I'm just stopping in now to say hi. Well, hello, Professor Geek. And I heard through the grapevine you may be on here next week, so that'll be cool. Okay.
Yes, Professor Geek will join us next week for the Batman Christmas movie.
Batman
also
Returns.
known as Batman Returns.
Now, is this a Christmas movie?
Well, we're doing this for Christmas. It takes place at Christmas time. I do not feel that Christmas is...
No. But you know what?
Story.
The funny thing is, though, it has the trappings of a Christmas movie. We're in Victorian London. There's snow. There's Christmas carols going on outside. I almost think that Scrooge and Marley could be down the street from this guy, you know?
It was released on December 4th, 1985 as well.
Yeah. So,
and this chicken scene is quite horrifying.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, this looks like what do you call that? Cornish game hen that comes to life and starts attacking the guy.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't know. It could be some other pheasant. I don't know. Well, that's the thing. Like, how are you going to have these? When I go to see a Spielberg movie, you have to understand, when I was a kid, if I just saw Spielberg's name attached to a movie, I just thought he directed it. Okay, like Barry Levinson, I didn't pay attention to that part. I said, "Oh, Spielberg! It's a Spielberg movie." So, like Goonies, Spielberg movie, Gremlins, Spielberg movie. All of these movies, I would just thought Steven Spielberg was there on the set, having a guiding hand. And maybe he did stop by. I don't know. But, yeah, this kind of feels, I don't know. This has kind of an Indiana Jones vibe to it, I thought, this movie.
Yeah, I kept thinking, like, man, if you could get this young Sherlock Holmes together with, like, young Indiana Jones, that would be a cool film.
Yeah, I think
they're separated by about 40 years.
I forget who it was on another thing. I don't know if it was Chris P. or Chris Kent. They were mentioning to me that I love young Sherlock Holmes. It's like young Indiana Jones. Yeah, well, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, kind of is. Yeah.
All right, so this guy got some mysterious stranger raised up a dart and blew it at this guy, and he's I don't know, weird things are happening to him now, right?
And, it's about what happens when you eat mushrooms out of the backyard.
Yeah,
Things get kind of
okay.
freaky.
Yeah, well, we'll learn the
And see,
origin of that.
I was talking to my best friend about this film, and I was like, I don't see this as a kid's film. I would call this like a young adult film, but I can't quite define young adult. Like, what age is young adult?
I always took young adult meant from teenagers, teen. I would say teen to maybe early 20s, but I'm even thinking early 20s might be too high. I mean,
like nowadays you say young adult, you think Twilight, but people who watch Twilight, I don't think they would like this movie.
This would have been considered. I don't. It's hard to say. I mean, like Hunger Games is young adult. Okay.
Yeah.
This would have been considered. I mean, if they were making it today, it would be done as a young adult style movie or even a book series. Okay. But back then,
if I had seen this in '85, I think my mother and I would have walked out about this point in time thinking we went to the wrong theater.
It's like a horror movie, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're watching this and you're like, well, what's going? And this is the thing, though, when you go to see a Steven Spielberg movie, you're like, where are the effects? I want to see these effects. I want to, like I saw in Raiders of the Lost Ark, or even like E.T., stuff like that. So what are we going to get? From Industrial Light and Magic, we get these fantasies that the people are experiencing when they get the blow dart, struck on them. These are these nightmarish scenarios where they think like their worst fears are coming to life and attacking them. Okay, it's like the Scarecrow's fear gas from Batman. That's what this reminds me of.
That's true. That's a good point.
Okay, so we have to find out and who's the murderer. I guess that's the big thing. So yeah, Steven Spielberg presents. I'm a kid. Okay, it's Spielberg. Okay, that's what I. But Barry Levinson, you said this is not like most of his movies, right?
Most of his films are just, I like Rain Man, Avalon.
Avalon. I saw Avalon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's you know what? That's a good Thanksgiving movie because they cut the turkey without that one cousin. Remember? And it caused this big thing because the guy was late and they're like, the kids are hungry. We're just gonna start the turkey without him, and then it was caused this whole big disaster. All right, so do you like Sherlock Holmes, Daniel Herron?
I've never really read any of the books. I guess I like the character. When I was in Scotland, there's a statue of him in Edinburgh. I took a picture of it. It was pretty cool.
That is neat.
If I could have snuck it home with me on the plane, I probably would have taken it. But
I read some of the short stories when I was younger. I should really pick them up again. Maybe that would be my maybe that'll be my 2021 goal. Read more Arthur Conan Doyle. But I've seen various adaptations of Sherlock Holmes. I know some people were mixed on this, but I really did like the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movies.
I liked the film scores. I did not like the films.
Okay. Well, anyways, so you like this movie better than those, I guess, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But
I feel like Robert Downey Jr. was too far removed from the character.
Oh well, I don't know.
That's my opinion because he was dirty and I don't know. I guess that's a discussion for another night.
I think people are arguing though that was closer to what Conan Doyle had in mind, and that the other adaptations made him more clean cut. I don't know. It's hard to say.
That may be a very valid point. So
I will have to read the stories. I'm not a Holmes expert. Maybe I should become one. But I always did love this movie as a kid. This is one of these what I would call my Showtime movies. This would pop on Showtime, and I would watch it over and over again. And people are mixed on this movie. I meant to watch the Siskel and Ebert review again before this. I think they liked parts of this, but they didn't think it came together. But here we have the young Dr. Watson. He's not a doctor yet, obviously. Because what is he, 14? I don't know.
And that is Brian Cox's son, by the way.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yes. Who's probably one of the best character actors ever.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to think of other things he's been in. I think he was Hannibal Lecter in Manhunter, right?
He was.
in the yeah. Okay.
And he
All
was
right.
in the first 2 Jason Bourne movies.
That's right. He was his handler. I remember that.
Yeah.
Or his former handler, I should say. Oh, I'm getting ready to smash the violin. I've been at this for 2 days. It's like
And if sound engraver's in the house, can you learn to play the violin in like 3 days? Is that doable?
I meant to ask
is there a YouTube video I can watch?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I guess he's Sherlock Holmes, though. He's a genius, though. So he's getting frustrated they can't master this thing in a couple of days. Your name is James Watson from the north of England. Father is a doctor. Have you ever tried doing this to anybody? The deductions?
I mean, maybe like back in college to cute girls at the grocery store, but it never worked.
Yeah, deductive reasoning. Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So your name is John. Okay. You know what? The Holmes in this reminds me of like the male student in your class that might have been like valedictorian or something. That's what it reminded me of, like too smart but has a slight attitude that you don't like. Here we go.
I thought he did a good job as young Sherlock Holmes.
I think everybody did. This actor is still around. I'm terrible with actor names, as was evident on the last stream. But I was watching a PBS series masterpiece called Roadkill, and he was on Roadkill. And he's aged surprisingly well. He doesn't look so different, even though he's probably in his 50s at least at this point. Okay. But he was on there. The guy, Hugh Laurie from House, was on it too. But
have you ever hear him talk like British? And it's just like, wow, how do you talk American so well when you're obviously not American?
I don't know. I don't know if I mentioned this on the last stream. I mentioned it to somebody, but what's her name? Ava Green. She's a French actress.
Yeah.
I mentioned how she can do the British accent but can't do the American accent.
Yeah,
she is. She's very nice. Okay. She might be one of the most attractive actresses out there in modern cinema. But
speaking about hot, I was just screwing around on the internet today. And in Mobile, there is a car dealership with a McLaren 650 with like 2,000 miles on it, and they're asking 12,000 and change.
What are you thinking?
One, I'm thinking they left off a zero on that price, and if it's really 12,000, like what pieces of the McLaren is it missing? Like the motor, the transmission.
There got to be something wrong with it. That or it's cursed, like Christine. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this teacher. I'm sorry. Have you had bad teachers in your life?
Quite a few.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Just that's what this is exemplary of. Just you're gonna make your students die of boredom. They're not gonna learn anything. Okay. It's like here we go. We have a love interest.
And I thought her and him were done very well.
Yes. That's Waxflatter's niece, right? Okay.
Yes.
Professor Waxflatter. That was a girl. Brilliant deduction, Watson. What's she doing at a boys' school? Okay.
Yeah. We don't need girls around here.
I don't know. Okay. Found out her parents 3 years ago. She came to live on the school grounds with her uncle. Okay. This is the worst teacher ever. He's one of the villains in this movie, as far as I'm concerned, even though he's not the villain. Okay.
Oh, the little snooty boy.
Yeah, I meant to ask. Okay.
He reminds me of Malfoy from Harry Potter.
He does, and I'm wondering if both he and Malfoy, these stereotypes exist for a reason. That maybe there actually are these British schoolboys that are like this. Because I'm thinking that maybe, I'm not saying J.K. Rowling ripped this off. I'm saying that maybe they both this is just something in British culture.
Just a stereotype, yeah.
Yeah, that you run into, like, in British. Because he does, yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Like, it's funny, I think when I don't know if I would say when I read Harry Potter that I thought Malfoy was like this guy, but I of course saw this before Harry Potter, because this Harry Potter hadn't been written yet. So this is, but yeah, they're both the same kind of characters. I don't like him at all. I really hate him. What is it, Dudley?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Draco, it's just horrible. He could play Draco Malfoy in a Harry Potter movie. They had made it back then. Okay, he's like, ah, he's not very sweet. Okay, you'll be.
No.
Ah, there we go.
The,
But yeah,
the love theme here is very sweet.
yes, it's very sad too. I guess because there's a.
Spoiler warning, yeah. I did
like,
not see her dying at the end of this film.
Yeah. Yes.
I was like, well, I didn't see that coming at all.
It doesn't usually happen. This probably would not have been a movie my dad liked because he didn't like it when they killed the girl. Okay.
Yeah, I don't either. You know.
But they do it for Holmes's character though, because he's not he doesn't really display his emotions. I mean, I don't know, like he has more control over his emotions, but of course he's not here. I mean, he's smiling. He's smitten with this young woman. Okay.
Oh, and Tom Spiegel, hello, thank you for coming by. Yes, we are at 14 minutes and 54 seconds.
Rupert T. Waxflatter.
Rupert's a very good British name.
Yeah, Rupert Everett.
Yeah.
Okay, but most people think he's a lunatic. That I wanted that machine. Okay, I'd be one of those kids in the window. Okay,
if that was added by Steven Spielberg.
Oh, I'm sure. We got to put, what is that? The Da Vinci style flying machine.
Yeah,
that looks like something Da Vinci would have made. I love it. I'm sorry.
You know, this film was written by Chris Columbus, who just come off of Gremlins and Goonies.
And he will direct Home Alone, right? He will direct Home Alone, yeah.
And Bruce Broughton, who scored this film, which I don't think we mentioned yet, was originally slated to do Home Alone, but he had to drop out.
Oh, interesting.
And he was replaced by John Williams.
Oh.
And Bruce Broughton was also slated to score The Accidental Tourist, and he did, but the score got rejected, and then they brought in John Williams to do it.
Oh my goodness. Well, it's funny though, because I would argue this. I don't want to say this is John Williams esque, but it definitely feels like it belongs in a Spielberg movie. Okay,
it does. It's a very wonderful score.
It has kind of a dark edge to it that maybe I wouldn't get from a Williams score, though. I don't know.
Temple of Doom, pretty dark.
Temple of Doom, yeah, actually, and yeah, I will say this. Any other movie that reminds me the most of this, it's Temple of Doom. Okay, this actually does have a big Temple of Doom vibe to it.
I would take an 8-year-old to see Temple of Doom. I would not take an 8-year-old to see this film.
Now that surprises me, considering the fact that in Temple
of Doom, my best friend said the same thing.
you have someone's arm getting torn out of his chest. I wasn't. I think I was 8 years old when Temple of Doom came out. My dad wouldn't take me because they took my older brothers. Like, no, you got
my mother. I think I was 9. My mother dropped me off at the theater and then came back and picked me up afterwards.
It's funny.
That was the 80s.
I wouldn't have had a problem with Temple of Doom though, because another reason he didn't take me was because I freaked out over the ending of Raiders of the Lost Ark, and that traumatized me. Like I would not, and I was never able to watch the end of that movie after that for years, which I know is silly, but it's like when you're a kid, you shouldn't be seeing people's faces melt off. Okay, it's nightmare fuel, and there's a lot of nightmare stuff in this. You know what it is? I think in the 80s, a lot of the movies were meant to test your courage as a kid.
They were, like
even the children's movies. Secret of Nim, kind of dark, that was like the big cartoon we had back then. You have a nasty sword fight at the end between the mouse and a rat, I believe, right? It's nasty. Here we go.
So, I need Tom Spiegel, we're at 17:55.
Let me bring
I guess you could call it 18 minutes at this point.
I'm not doing the actors in this movie any service. Let me go ahead and who plays Wraith, because he's been in other movies too. He's a British actor. He was in one of my favorite Hammer movies, Vampire Circus.
Hey, he looks like he could be in a Harry Potter film too.
Yeah. I really like this production. What I actually like about this production too is that it's Victorian London, and of course, we think of Victorian London, it's not always in a nice light, but I'm not saying this movie rents in a nice light, but it kind of shows it as an exciting place. I'll say that. Okay. And think about it, this was what, when the British Empire was at the top,
The
at the
top of
peak,
the
I
food
think.
chain.
Peak,
Yeah.
yeah,
And like the score here is playful and optimistic.
exactly. And we like Wraith, okay?
And
you know,
I didn't see that twist coming either.
yeah, this is like Holmes is. Well, I'm not going to say he is Holmes' mentor, okay? He's the kind of teacher you want, the one that's going to kind of, lead you, like he'll still point out what you did wrong, but he'll still be respectful. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, it come. Okay, Mr. Holmes. Look at Dudley. I hate Dudley. I really do.
I was kind of thinking like maybe he'll get killed in this movie.
He should be a Bond villain. Like, okay, it's like, all right, but let me see. Yeah, Anthony Higgins is the actor's name, who plays Wraith and Professor Wraith. There we
Could you
go.
imagine going to a school like this where you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner together? Everyone's having it at the same time.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what schools would be. I mean, I guess military academies would still be like this, right? I would think.
Yeah, I
like
guess
the
that
Citadel,
would.
probably. I'm trying to think what else in the world, but look at this though. I don't know what they're eating there. Some kind of soup.
Grub. Everyone eats grub.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I hope it's better than grub, but I have to say, actually, I won't pick on the British. Okay. I think of British food. Soup's probably
Tom
fine.
Spiegel makes a nice point. Bruce Broughton is a fine composer, and I think he would have made a good Home Alone score. I would like to have heard that.
Yeah, I think it would have been a good score. I don't know. It might have been similar to the Williams score. I don't know. Because I think Home Alone, I think Christmas. I think that score, I think Christmas,
Yeah, and so you should.
Yes. But Never Want to Be Alone. Okay. Look at these. I swear these are horrible, horrible classmates. I'm sorry. They're not all horrible. Like the boys are fine. Like the younger kids are fine, but it's the older kids are just, I want to, It's like back when I was with the Scouts, like my fellow kids my age were fine, but it was the older ones that were the bullies, It's like,
yeah.
All right, here we go. But
Tom Spiegel, do you have a favorite Bruce Broughton score? Just curious. If so, post it in the comments.
Oh, does the dog get anything in its mouth?
I like that dog. That's a cute little dog.
Yes, we like the dog. What kind of dog is that?
Some sort of terrier.
Yes, I should know. Yeah, probably an English terrier, probably. But
oh, and this guy, I hate it for this guy. I mean, man. Spoiler warning. I would not want to be trampled to death by a horse and carriage. No.
Yeah, yeah. Who is this? The
priest.
The priest. Yeah, I guess Anglican priest. I would expect, but yeah, it's just.
Hello, Big Al presents. We're watching another Christmas film this week called Young Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, stop it! Tombstone. Yeah, this is a bad way to go. Yeah. In some ways, I felt bad for the first guy too, but in some ways, I feel worse for this guy because he's a man of the cloth. I don't know. It's just this hooded figure. It's funny too. I remember Mask of the Phantasm was out a few years later. That's what this is almost reminding me of, with the hooded figure. Of course, it's not a Grim Reaper looking sort of thing. I'm telling you,
this scene coming up right here with the night. This was early Pixar.
This is early Pixar. This is a great effect.
And I everything I read about the film mentions this, and I was surprised to see it happen so soon in the movie.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this. I didn't know how they did this when I was a kid. I don't even think I was that familiar with computer animation. I'm trying to think what else was computer animated back then. There was the Genesis sequence in Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan.
Yeah.
But I didn't get these kind of graphics on the Atari 8-bit computer in the house. It's like,
what up with that? Why not? Why the hell?
I don't know. To be fair, computers did start getting a lot more sophisticated toward the end of the 80s. You were getting a lot of neat stuff on them, but at that point, I mean, I didn't know how they did that. To be honest with you, that's part of the magic of special effects. If you're convinced, trampled by horses, that's a bad way
Yeah.
to go. Maybe that's why I feel worse for this guy. That is not. It's not how you want to die. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that's bad.
So,
Mhm.
Tom Spiegel, would you say the Orville is your favorite from Bruce Broughton?
He does the score to the show, The Orville?
It says he works with John
I really need to watch The Orville. Everyone says good things about it. I just haven't gotten around to it. I love this though. Holmes is going to solve the crime, and at this point, you're like, "Yes, it's about time." We've had 2 murders so far, and that's not what this is. Okay,
Yeah.
it's because of course he's not the consulting detective yet. He's a kid. Okay, I mean,
But
he's a teenager.
stealing
Young
like
adult.
a rival person's trophy at a boarding school, that's pretty, that's very believable.
Yeah, and of course, how is he going to solve this? And I mean, this really is an origin story for the character, though. I don't know. I'm not talking enough about the score here. I love this score. This is a kind of a full score, isn't it?
It's pretty wall to wall. Yeah, it's not for the entire film, but it's a lot of score. I need to order the CD that you got.
Oh yeah, actually, it's a nice little set. Oh, here's an interview. This is the question. Considering the film runs 108 minutes, the finished score can be called wall to wall. Describe the initial spotting process of determining where music should come and go, and whether roughly 90 minutes of music was always in the game plan. And Bruce Broughton says, I remember the score as being about 88 minutes. That divided by 4 weeks, a 22 minutes a week to write, about 3 minutes a day. I could generally write a lot more than this, but I was tired after Silverado and had only just finished that score. This score was more complicated and intricate than Silverado, and I did sketches that were complete, so it wasn't like just writing a melody with chords to have my orchestra figure out the rest of it. All the notes are in the short score. I don't remember the spotting at all, only that there was a lot of music to it. I was very tired, I didn't have a lot of time, and I had a lot of anxiety. I had slightly less time than I have a sense on Silverado, which was about 10 minutes less music. Not that it matters. Frankly, to talk about this stuff is silly, since we all write a lot of music in whatever amounts of time we're given. The film needs what it needs, and we write what we have to write. Okay. What do you think?
Yeah.
Silverado, that's a movie I should revisit, actually.
Was Kevin Kline in Silverado?
I believe so, yes. And I think Rosanna Arquette is in it as well. It's a Western, I believe. I haven't seen it in years, though.
Yeah.
I did buy it on Vudu, though. I got the digital version. Yeah.
Tom Spiegel says he likes Lost in Space. I would completely concur with you. If you do not own it, there is the complete score to Lost in Space. It was either from La La Land or Entrada. I don't remember which, but you can find it rather easy. eBay, Discogs, Amazon. Buy it. Right now, just go buy it if you don't have it.
I have the DVD for Lost in Space. It was one of those things where you got it free if you got a player. Warner Brothers had some deal where they gave you some company where you got a bunch of free DVDs. That was one of them. All right. Now, of course, the clock chimes, and of course, we have the annoying professor, and we have Wraith, right? He'll never find that trophy. I'll wager a guinea he does.
And we have the theme that's almost turned into a march during parts of this scene.
Oh yeah. I see no sign of a trophy. I wonder if they were able to have made other movies if Dudley would have popped up again.
I would think so.
Maybe. I don't know what the plans was. I think the plan was they were gonna turn it into a franchise, but
yeah, because this has a post-credit scene back before those were.
It does. I like that post-credit scene, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. Okay, here's the trophy. Look at them. Gives the guinea. Doesn't even look at him. I hate this professor. I really do. Just It's an old man that hates the world. Okay, here we go. All right. You know, I'm thinking. You see the scene? Maybe Victorian England's not that bad. Okay, that's what I. That's what I see. You know, and look at this. He figured it all out. Figured out that he had made. He made. I take it he made the vase, right? Okay. Check the raining snow. The snow crumpled. My shoe was revealed. Image struck a chord. You heard music. Oh my goodness.
Well, Tom Spiegel, I've got Krull somewhere in that pile of CDs. But yeah, you need to get it from La La Land while it's back in stock.
I have the Battle Beyond the Stars soundtrack.
Ooh.
Actually, what do I have? What do I have that's neat? Oh, actually, no. I actually ordered the soundtrack today, but it wasn't to a movie. It was to a video game.
What'd you get?
The ActRaiser soundtrack for the Super Nintendo. French company is doing a re-release of it on both CD and vinyl, and I decided to pick up the CD though because I'm always worried that I'm going to wear the vinyl out. But it comes with a lot of cool. It comes with both the game soundtrack using the Super Nintendo sound chip, like on the console, but then they did a symphony of the score as well on the second CD, so that's kind of neat. But
I just got two things. I got Rambo: Last Blood.
Oh.
And 89 Batman.
Okay. Oh, the 89 Batman score. I think I finally got that. We used to have it on audio tape, but I think I finally picked up
I still got my audio tape, yeah.
Yeah.
And hello, Chris P. Thank you for coming by. How are you?
Here we go. Inspector Lestrade, but not Inspector yet. Everything is set up in this movie. And normally I would think this is cheesy, but it's not presented as such in here. I like the fact that we're seeing everybody before they become who they're supposed to be. Okay.
In the books, was this guy pretty lazy too?
It's been so long. I've seen many interpretations of it on various TV shows. He's There was a line in the Robert Downey Jr. movie that I loved where Inspector Lestrade says, "In another life, Holmes, you would have made an excellent criminal." And then Holmes says, "In another life, you would have made an excellent policeman." You know, it's like, it's like he threw it right back at him, and it was I don't know, but anyways, why would he commit suicide? Didn't even leave a note. Yeah, he's got a point. I like too how Holmes is figuring out these cases, but he's getting some things wrong.
Yeah,
like he said, it was the French ambassador, but it was the Russian ambassador or something like that. And so his skills aren't quite up there, but he's getting there because he's a kid. You know, I'm kind of reminded of the show Batman Beyond when you had the young Terry McGinnis acting as Batman.
I love Batman Beyond.
You would see him make stupid mistakes on it, like when he tried. Yeah, because he would do like he would push something. Like he would try being the detective and probe, but do it the wrong way that the criminal gets suspicious. Whereas Bruce Wayne wouldn't have done that, you know, like on Batman the Animated Series, which I thought that was neat on that show. And that's sort of what this is reminding me of. Like he'll fall for things like he's falling for this trick right here. Okay. Oh, I'm just gonna drop this sheet on the ground.
I guess what you're saying is he's not a Martin Sue, right?
No, he's not.
Yes.
I think they call it Gary Stu. That's the male
Gary
equivalent.
Stu? Okay.
I don't know. It doesn't even belong to me. Oh, I can't stand Dudley. He is Malfoy. He's like Malfoy.
I mean, they've almost got the same haircut.
They look a lot. Like I'm telling you, I'm thinking this is a. There's a reason the this type of character exists, but.
Tom Spiegel, do you have the expanded Jaws 2 or the standard Jaws 2? Or both?
I need to watch Jaws 2. I've never seen it, okay? But I heard horrible things about the other sequels, and I never got around to even watching Jaws 2. But If you want to watch a funny review, watch the Siskel and Ebert review for Jaws 4: The Revenge. They
Yeah. And God bless Michael Caine, because he's like, yeah, the movie sucked, but it paid for my house in the Caribbean. And I'm like, bravo, good sir. Bravo.
Oh my
yeah,
god, Michael Caine. He's a funny actor. I'm sorry. Like he got a reputation for a while of just being in bad films. A good actor that was in bad films, and then he brought it around again when he got older and started starring in better films again, but it's
And he was actually in a Sherlock Holmes film.
Which one?
Without a Clue with Ben Kingsley.
Oh, that one. That's the spoof one, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I promise I will do everything within my power to help you. Okay, so Wraith's actually being very nice here. He'll at least be able to, get him into another school, okay? And we know some things go on that Wraith, likes Holmes and actually doesn't maybe want to be a rival. Okay, But we don't want to spoil things this early in the film, right? Okay. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, just make sure I didn't yank my cord out. Okay. He gets the cut. Even though it's a tiny cut, that's probably still pretty nasty. I guess that's what we call a dueling scar.
Yeah. Did you ever take fencing?
I did not. Did you?
I signed up for it as a PE, but work was giving me fits about being off at night, so I was like, oh, hell's bells. So I dropped out.
Oh, I see.
I could have been a professional fencer. I'm telling you, probably not, but I think I would have liked it.
That might have been neat. I always meant to take. I don't know. I always thought taking martial arts would be neat too. That was another thing. I guess it's never too late though, right? I don't know.
Oh, your body doesn't heal as fast as what it used to.
No, that's true. Oh, hot fresh pie. One guy earlier was selling roasted chestnuts, and I guess that's what they mean by chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Is that a Christmas food? Okay.
It's a Christmas song, Big Al, if you're still here.
There we go. Anyways, oh man, Dudley. It'd be funny if he becomes like a supervillain because his hair went white like that. It's like
coming in part 3. Yes.
You can call me Cold Miser. I don't know. All right. Here we go. Wax Flatter. No. This one really hits home because we've gotten to know Wax Flatter a little bit. Chestnuts. This guy keeps selling chestnuts. I have to tell you too, I'm wondering these are like the working people. How often would they bathe? He's got like dirt on his face. It's like just like once a month. Dad gets in the tub first, then mom, then the kids, right? Okay. I'm just saying, not in that, separately, obviously. But anyway.
Patriarchy. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was a thing. They said that's how baths were handled back then. Dad would get first crack at the hot bath, and then it was mom, and then it was the kids.
I'm glad I live in 2020. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, they said Ben Franklin was strange because he took a bath every day.
This is a sweet scene right here.
Oh, this breaks your heart. This is, and I have to give her points for knowing how to write backwards on the glass. That's impressive. Yeah. She must have practiced.
Oh, look at the little doggy.
And look at the dog. This almost looks like a greeting card. Oh, come on. Oh, he's like, oh, this stinks.
I mean, he's about the age he could be getting married.
I wonder, yeah. And that might have been what the attention was, but we'll see. I mean, look at that. The gargoyle is freaky. Okay.
Oh yeah, and he stabs himself. God, that's like hardcore.
I don't know. You had this thing attacking you? Oh, we got 2 of them. What are those bookends? Oh. Now this is probably stop motion. This is no CG here, but it looks
Yeah.
real. Yeah. It's like, and actually, to be fair, these are fantasies too. So if there's a little bit of weirdness in how they look, that makes sense. Oh my! You can't even get out. Oh no! It's getting inside it. Come on. Come off me, please.
The strings right here are like stabbing. Oh, yeah, that.
Shopkeeper's like, no. Like you're watching this as a short movie. He's going to leave. Oh wait, no. Holmes. What does he see?
I heard that all this snow is fake.
Well, it looks real enough to me. Okay. All the snow's fake. Well, you know. Watson picks up the clue. But yeah, I have to tell you, this. I would watch this regularly. Chris P. Oh, Chris P. Your avatar from the Ernest Saves Christmas still makes me laugh. That intense look you have, like you're going to kill somebody. I am tempted to start using that avatar more. I forgot who made it for us. I need to thank him again though. That's Professor Geek, because if I start using that, I got to give him credit for it though, because it's a wonderful. He made me look like a cartoon character. I appreciate that. You know. Holmes, I might have known. Oh, stop it, Mr. Lestrade. These two school children out of here. What's all this then? You know? Look at all the bobbies, huh? We have a lamp. We have a lamp that looks like a London bobby. You know, the hat.
Where'd you get that at? That's kind of cool.
I don't know. We've had it for years. Maybe my dad bought it. But you know, he has the mustache and everything. You know.
You know, if they legit thought he committed suicide, I don't think they would have given him a burial. I mean, not a Christian burial.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you got a point there.
I'm not trying to nitpick, so don't tear me apart in the chat. I'm just
no.
maybe
he's being buried on school grounds too. I don't know, or maybe it's he went mad. I don't know. Plus, depending on who you got as the pastor, they might look the other way. I don't know, but you're right. If if they did consider it a suicide, he probably wouldn't get a proper burial. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, we're thinking about this, but we know he didn't commit suicide. Okay,
yeah, I know it.
We know it's some sinister people that are messing around. Okay, and
is
drugging
that a matte
people.
Painting right there? That almost looks like a matte painting.
Oh, it might have been probably. It's hard to say. But you're right. I don't know. Maybe the police ruled the death as accidental because the shopkeeper saw him flailing about like something was on him.
That's true.
I mean, it's not like he said.
Chris P says that the narrator's a guy that did Paddington Bear back in the 80s.
Oh, really? Yeah, that makes sense. I used to watch Paddington. Have you seen the new Paddington movies?
I've got them on DVD, but I haven't watched them.
They're funny. Okay. They're good little family movies, but they're funny enough. I actually do enjoy them. Okay, they did a job with them. In the second one, he gets sent to prison.
Paddington goes to prison.
Yes, and he's around all these because he gets framed for a crime he didn't commit. Okay, and he is in jail, and he likes. Hey, you know what? The cook over there, he likes it when you offer him tips on the cooking. Okay, of course that's a lie. Okay, and he starts saying, "They all like all these hardened criminals, right?" It's just, oh, okay, but yeah, Okay, so apparently his uncle had other secret friends that he would go and meet, huh? We must find out who this guy is. Okay. You both been reading too many detective novels. How many detective novels were around at this time, young Watson?
Probably not a whole
I mean,
lot.
what I don't even know what year this takes place. Okay, I don't know. We'll see. I'm a little. Didn't they say Edgar Allan Poe invented the detective story? Isn't that what I heard?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. Can run errands for me. Work as my assistant. So yeah, there's my nitpick. I'm not sure how many detective novels were supposed to be around at this time, but we'll see. I can't afford to jeopardize my medical career. Weasel. I am not a weasel. He's
Makes
not
it into
wrong.
a good
He's
thing.
actually not wrong. He says weasels are practical. He's not wrong. Okay. Watson's going to do the right thing. I wanted to ask the professor what kind of hero does Sherlock Holmes fall in the hero mold, and what kind of hero is he? I meant to bring that up. I would argue he probably is. He probably does fall in the hero mold.
I would think so.
Yeah. But what kind of hero is he? Like he might be more like a Doctor Strange or a Doctor Fate type, if I'm thinking superheroes, right? I don't know, like more cerebral. I'm just trying to think. He has an arch nemesis.
Don't we all?
I suppose. I hope not. I hope not. I hope we. But might be certain people running certain. Well, we won't discuss that. Not going to mention anyone by the name of Susan. Okay. Anyway. Okay. I'm just. All right. I'd like to live in London. Not. I don't actually. That's probably not true. Maybe London of the '60s, 1960s. That might have been fun. But anyway,
It's it's like London and then England are like two different things at this point in time.
probably. Look at this. We got the antique shop dealer. Has this actor been in stuff? I know I've seen him in things.
He looks like the groundskeeper from Harry Potter. I feel like I keep saying this about people in this film.
I wonder if it is the groundskeeper from Harry Potter. He looks well. He has a similar look.
He hasn't aged a day.
Hold on. Let me see
Chris
if I can
P
find
brings
it.
up a good point.
Lockwood
Holmes
West.
would be the detective archetype. I guess so. Professor could tell us for sure.
Lockwood
yeah,
West.
that would make sense. I suppose he'd be kind of like Batman.
Oh my goodness, this was his last movie, Lockwood West. Okay, what else was he in? The Man Who Could Cheat Death. That was a Hammer movie. I don't know.
Have you seen all the Hammer films?
Not all, but a lot of them. I still have to watch Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde. You want to guess the plot of that one? Okay. He turns into a maniacal woman instead of just. It was Hammer of the '70s. They were getting weird. Anyway, we got I like the fact that Watson buys a pipe. They're setting things up, aren't they? So here we have the Egyptian Club. What I will say about this movie that I liked is that as much as I love Raiders of the Lost Ark, how much Egypt did we really get in Raiders of the Lost Ark? Because we're dealing with a lot of Hebrew stuff in that. Okay, so it's kind of neat. He's going to an Egyptian club, and I want to find out. What this Egyptian pipe, where it came from, and of course everyone freaks out as soon as he. Here we go. Oh, Ramatap. So I'm taking where they're from in Egypt that Ramatap's not too popular. Just like the Thuggy cult from Temple of Doom. That's what this is sounding like,
Yeah. Apparently, Sherlock Holmes is the detective archetype. So good call, Chris P.
Okay.
And Tom Spiegel, yes, his scarf is pretty long. It's his college or his boarding school colors. Those scarves were made very long because they were used much more than what scarves are now. Now you just kind of like throw it on as fashion accessory, but back then there was no heat, so you actually used that scarf,
Huh.
and it had to be long because you would literally wrap up with it.
That makes sense. Oh, look, he's like, hey, I need information. I'm going to blow your head off. Okay, I'm out of here.
I'll go.
And look at this. What is it? The tavern owner, he looks terrified, even though he has the gun, you know? So whatever this is pretty nasty, this Ramatep, okay? Cultural history of Egypt, all right. So they're in the library late at night. They didn't have no internet back then. This was
What?
the
No
internet.
Google?
No, there's no Google. You go to the library, okay? You find books on. I used to love. That was the one part I did like about writing papers was the research. I could find research like there's no tomorrow. I would go into the school library and I would hunt around.
I never did really figure out card catalogs.
I did. Of course, now everything's electronic anyway. But the Dewey Decimal System. That's a lot of that is used for nonfiction. Libraries still go by too. Don't fool yourself. They still use it. All right. When the solution enters the bloodstream, it causes the victims to experience very realistic nightmare-like hallucinations. Jingling sound's been heard twice. But like I said, this was a regular I used to watch on Showtime. When you're a kid and most regular television is junk, you at least had movies, right?
It's true.
There's all that whole there's that reading thing too you could do too, but Okay.
We had HBO growing up. We didn't have Showtime.
Oh, I love this interview. Oh, see, yeah, you were an HBO household. See,
Yeah.
you're either an HBO household or we also had Disney Channel. I gotta say,
Wow.
I was watching Tron again the other night, and I'm like, why wasn't Tron ever shown on the Disney Channel when I was growing up? Because that would seem like an obvious one to slap on there. But all right, here's another interview though. What composers have influenced your own writing? Bruce Broughton, all of them.
It's a good answer.
Okay. You have a gift for writing for you virtually all of the instruments for understand the unique sounds and performance anomalies of them as well. Where did you acquire so much practical information on them? I learned the old-fashioned way by study and experience. Okay. He goes on a bit more there, but I don't know if I feel like reading that.
He's done a lot of TV.
Really?
I remember him from Scarecrow and Mrs. King. He did the theme
Oh.
song. I loved that theme song as a child. I never really watched the show. I was just turning on to listen to the theme song, and then I'd go do something else. But he also did work on Dallas. He's done work on Jag.
I remember Jag.
The Orville, most recently, as Tom Spiegel told us.
All right, so he's still out there composing. That's good. I feel like these days I'm always learning about composers kicking the bucket, so it's...
Yeah.
Careful.
So what are your thoughts on this giant wood pyramid?
I have to say, when I was a kid, I loved this because I was always into Egypt. In fact, watching Raiders of the Lost Ark made me want to study Egypt and learn about Egypt. But like I said,
Egyptologist.
We're an archaeologist, we're Egyptologists that focus on Egypt, and I was fascinated by this. And so I'm watching this, and of course, what are they doing here? They're looking at what looks to be a model of a pyramid. This is very odd. Okay, so we have a model of a pyramid in like this old rundown attic room. He has, I'm afraid this is only the tip of the iceberg. Floor falls out from Ethan. There is a big
Actual pyramid.
in a building, I believe, right? This is inside the building. I'm sorry. I have to give that's fascinating to me. I'm sorry, you know.
And then there's more stuff underneath it.
It's interesting because I'm sure people who wrote these things must have read Robert E. Howard, but I'm the guy that wrote the Conan stories, but
yeah,
he would do a lot of contemporary.
And
Sol McCain. He'd do a lot of contemporary stories too that took place in the world that he was living in too. And the neat thing is something from the old world, you find it present in the new world, you know? Like that would happen in some of these stories, you know? And that's what this reminds me of. You know, Egypt is the ancient world. I have no idea how old this cult is. It's go back thousands of years, and it's here in the heart of modern London. You have a pyramid, and you know, suspension of disbelief. Yes, okay, it's suspended for me. I don't care. I'll accept it. Okay.
You have to. I mean, it's a movie, you know?
It's a movie. It's an adventure movie. You're like, whoa, there's a pyramid in the middle of London. I mean, come on. But yeah, I am getting serious Temple of Doom vibes from this movie. This is like... And here we have probably my favorite track in the movie.
Yeah, I love this choral work. Yeah.
I believe I saw a YouTube video of it even being translated, okay? Like this is ancient Egyptian that they're translating, and I'm trying to see what it is. I wonder if it's even translated in this little book I have here. I have to tell you, this is not a bad set. There's a lot of
That's the 3-disc set?
Yeah, there's a huge booklet that comes with this. This is pretty nice. Okay, no translation of the song. But someone had a translation online. I don't know if it's accurate or not. But I think one of the lyrics is we are divine puppets, you know. And I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if that's an accurate translation or somebody made it up. That's an interesting line though, if that's what they're saying, because it's like you're divine puppets. That's kind of a disturbing thing to say, right? You know.
And they're just gonna straight up kill this girl. It's like, wow.
No, this girl they do straight up kill. Okay, he's too late. I think that's at that point when he yells out. Okay, and I think they even make a point later on that they need a fifth princess unless they stop this. No, I don't. I know. I think she dies too. I'm telling you, it's like something out of ancient Egypt, but I'm wondering, is this all carved out of wood, you know?
And, you know,
just to
make my standard, viewpoint, being a supervillain, if I had the bankroll to build all this, I would find something else to do and not be bothered by anybody. But that's just me.
Not be bothered by anybody. No, he wants, that we learn later, this villain wants revenge. Okay.
Yeah, that's not a very profitable endeavor. It never really works out.
Yeah, well, I'm not thinking of even like Lex Luthor. I'm thinking of what's the Batman villain that wanted revenge on Batman Beyond? It was the Royal Flush Gang. Remember? They wanted revenge on Batman because they humiliated the gang years earlier. And the one guy says, "How's revenge going to make us any richer?" Like they thought the young guy thought it was stupid. Let's just why are we coming back to Gotham? We just rob any place, It's like, this is horrible. Yeah, she's probably dead at that moment. I don't know what they're spilling on her. Is that acid? I don't know. That's something or wax.
Oh, hey, I'm crashing your party, and y'all got swords.
He has a reaction. He loses. No, this is an example of how he's not quite the Holmes we know yet, because he has a visceral reaction because, of course, he sees a young woman being murdered in front of him. He's going to yell out, okay, as most people would, but that's also going to get you killed, okay. So now they're running out of here. I love this theme. What's the name of this theme? This is called, I believe, Crips and hold on. Pastries and Crips. and
they use the musical part from the chant in the score here.
They do, and it's in there, and it's like, we at least now know who our villains are, okay? This is this weird cult that shouldn't be in the middle of modern London, okay? This is something out of the past, okay? This is like something out of like the 10. the Ten Commandments. Of course, I'm wondering if this is like, because I was watching that thing on National Geographic about they had a bunch of things on ancient Egypt, and apparently there were cults, and some would become recognized by the state, and some wouldn't. And I don't know if this one was this strikes me as everybody hates this cult even in Egypt, so I'm striking this was particularly nasty nasty business. Again, though, I have no idea if this is even based on actual fact, the Ramatep cult. Maybe somebody in the chat knows, but
this isn't a bad companion movie for the Mummy Returns.
okay, Chris P said he did remember seeing Tron on Disney Channel cable back in the 80s. It must have been before we got the Disney Channel then. Maybe that was one of the first things they slapped on there because I never saw it. But we probably didn't get it when it first came out, but I got to see 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. That was nice.
When I first saw this, I thought this was legit happening. I didn't realize she was hallucinating.
Yeah, well, they all got hit as they were running. Look at this. I'm telling you, even though, like I said, not a Christmas movie, it takes place at Christmas time. I'm getting vibes like from, Christmas Carol. When Scrooge is falling in the grave.
Yeah,
end,
that's a very good point. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this is terrifying. That's a little freaky. I might have freaked out at that as a kid. Her dead uncle throwing the thing over here, the other corpses reaching out for her. Yeah, that's a good nightmarish dream, don't you think?
Yeah.
It's like something out of the Haunted Mansion. Look at the animatronics here. I'm sorry, I love that.
He looks like the Crypt Keeper to me.
He does. Oh. And they learned something here, though. We have to tie the person up when they're having these hallucinations. Okay? Otherwise, they're going to do harm to themselves, right? Now Watson's gone off. We like Watson's nightmare scenario, right?
It's kind of cute.
Yeah, well, I like the fact that they're not all these horror shows.
But the hallucinations are kind of telling. The girl dreamed she was dying, basically.
Yeah, she fears death, and I guess if you think about it, her parents died, her uncle just died.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And Watson, it's like the food's coming back to eat him.
Yes. Oh
and
my
then
goodness.
Sherlock Holmes is that he ruined his parents' marriage.
Yeah, and I'm wondering.
That's pretty deep.
Yeah, and I'm wondering what it is. It's like, did he see his dad having an affair? What was going on? They don't actually say what it was, and I don't even know.
That's how I took it.
And to be fair, I don't know if that happened or not. But because I get the impression too. I don't even know if his parents are they even alive, because they said he was going to his brother. Okay.
Yeah.
His brother is Mycroft Holmes, of course. So. Who's also pretty smart, but oh, look at this. Okay. All right. His is the least interesting, I have to admit, though. But it makes the most sense for his character, And
when I first saw this, I thought he was maybe picturing the future where he was married and then he had died, but when he's like saying mom, then like, okay, well, something else.
Don't cry, please. It's all your fault, son. You do such a thing to me. Your own father spying on me. All right, but he falls for it too for a little bit,
Yeah.
It's not real. Of course, he's saying this is not real, and that gets in the trouble in this next scene, right?
Yeah.
How do you know what's real when you're thinking that's not where you're going to think the guy trying to attack you in the ancient Egyptian garb. You know, actually, that is real. I am going to say there's a caretaker that shoots them off. Maybe you could take a little more care of this graveyard, unless unless you don't maybe only worries about that in the spring. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like some of these graves have been in better shape. Okay.
I'd rather do yard work though in the wintertime. There's the chant music coming back.
Mm-hmm. Hitting them. I'll say this. I do like the pacing of this movie. I think it moves at an even clip, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's really a dull moment in this movie. I mean, I'm thinking they were intending this as a, we had Indiana. They were intending this as like the next one of the big series. We had Star Wars, Indiana Jones. Now we're going to do Young Sherlock Holmes, and then they just didn't. Or we had Back to the Future too, and I think they figured this was going to be along those lines. And they say to the. Go ahead.
I wonder why they didn't do something else with the Goonies.
I don't know why. It could be maybe the kids are getting too old. Of course, they could have done them as young adults. That could have worked.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Actually, I don't know why they never made a sequel to the Goonies. They made a sequel to it in video game form, the Goonies too.
Okay. Tom Spiegel's right. That assassin is the stormtrooper of sword swinging. He most definitely is.
Yes.
Oh,
Tom C was like, I wonder if they built that Crypt Keeper, that Crypt Keeper puppet for just for that one shot, or if they borrowed him for another movie. I don't know. It'd be a shame to waste him. I mean, I think I was a little older when I saw this. I mean, this was 85. I might have been like 9, maybe I was 8 or 9 when I saw this, because I would have had to wait for it to come to cable, obviously. But what is it? What was in the old days? 6 months video, 1 year cable, I think, right?
Yeah.
I think that's how it usually worked. So yeah, I probably saw this like a year after it came out. Yeah. So
and now it's like same day movie, same day streaming. Thank you.
Oh, we're gonna have more of that on Sunday. Oh man. Apparently Troy has news about Hulu and go ahead. You were saying?
Yeah, I made a comment. Someone who I don't follow made a video about it. And I made a comment. I thought my point was pretty self-evident. I said, like, why would you go to a concert when you can just buy the CD? Because the point is, it's not the same thing, dumbass. This is not the same as going to see something. It's not the same.
No, it isn't.
And he responded back, well, no, it's like having the band come to you, don't you know? And I'm like, no, dumbass, the band's not coming to you. I don't care how good your home entertainment system is. If you were at Infinity War on opening night, that's an experience. If you're at Endgame opening night, that's an experience. You run out to Redbox or you stream it on your tablet, that's not an experience.
No.
It's not.
No, it isn't. Oh, okay. It's interesting. Holmes is working on Wax Flatterer's flying machine here. And I keep thinking, why is he doing that instead of solving the crime? And I realize, well, wait a minute. This is how he gets unstuck, probably. Like when he's trying to figure out a problem. Like, what does he do otherwise? He plays the violin. He does other things, like, so that's what he was doing.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Plus
Tom Spiegel brought up a good point. It would have been hard getting the Goonies kids back together for Goonies 2. Yeah.
All right. Now, unfortunately, Mr. Holmes is in a rather awful mess. Now, of course, at this point, we're not liking Wraith so much. And I'm trying to figure out when I saw this, if I started figuring out something's wrong with him, right?
I was taken back by the housekeepers. I was like, damn, bitch.
With
the
dog. Yeah, with the dog.
Gonna kill the dog?
That's a sign, okay, her callousness to the dog, okay? All right. Where's Elizabeth going to go now? She was staying with her uncle. Does she have anybody else? It's like,
probably not.
I mean,
and that's what I'm saying. They're really at the age they could get married.
He was probably planning to do it. Okay. Or he's planning to do it. Anyway, but yeah, because I can take care of himself. It grieves me. This is what I would say. I would say, am I still getting that letter? Okay, he's being harsh here because he wants Holmes out. Okay, he wants him out of here. He knows he's smart and he's figuring things out. Not the idiotic police, or it's like inspect.
Yeah, and I'd rather keep him close. I'd be like, hey, look, you can't go back to where you were, but let's put you up somewhere else and figure this out like in a couple of days.
He's just trying to get him out of there. Go away. Okay, we're busy. Once we're done with the revenge and the Egyptian princesses, I got a plan for world domination cooking. Okay, it's like I'm trying.
Which is highly overrated. I mean, who wants to do that for real?
Okay, lock the door. Oh, here we go, Watson. It's the end of my medical career. Father's going to be furious. This is typical Watson, though. I'll be blunt. I'm probably more like a Watson than a Sherlock Holmes. Probably, I mean, I could be thick-headed. Take me a while to get to something obvious,
So who would Professor Geek be? Would he be more Sherlock or more Watson?
Probably Sherlock, I would think. Yeah, but I don't know.
I'd say Watson.
You think so? I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe.
He's kind of fuddy-duddy-ish. He stays in his basement lair and plays video games and reads his comic books.
Stays in his basement lair. I wish I had a basement lair. I have a garage lair. Anyway, enough of that. Anyway, so what do we got here?
Do they have many basements in Florida?
They do not. Maybe up north in Florida, maybe. I mean, come on, your house will end up sinking and sinking. Okay,
that's true.
It's. We don't even have in my area. We don't even have a ton of two-story houses. Everything's one floor. If I were building in Florida and wanted something more larger, I might try a ranch-style house. Maybe, I don't know. All right, so here we go. They're gonna go find the last. I kind of like the fact that at this point he's kind of the amateur detective, though. Okay. Like I said, a lot of the Italian mystery movies I watch, the detective is usually an amateur, which makes it interesting. Rather than.
Did you get that Morricone record you were talking about?
I didn't. I thought about it, but I already have it on CD. Okay. I thought about it though.
Are you going to order The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly?
No.
Did I not send you the picture of it on Messenger?
Oh, you mean the new one coming out? You said.
Yeah.
Oh, I might actually. Yeah, that one.
It's like the complete score for the first time ever.
I might. Is that on CD or vinyl? What was that?
CD.
I might pick that up because I have the CD already of it, but I might pick up the multi-set of that. That might be worth checking out. Look at this.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Morricone fan, but I think I'm going to get it. I feel like I just need to get it.
Oh, the what one? The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly?
Yeah.
It's a great score. It might be one of my favorite film scores. The movie's great too. I think it's his best score too. I mean, that's saying a lot though, because he did a lot of good scores. I tend to like
500. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, he did like one a week. He's my favorite like prolific film composer. Like he's done a lot, but I love the stuff he did in Italy for those Italian giallos because they had more of a jazzy sound to them. But they like one of those Four Flies on Gray Velvet. It starts out with this guy in a rock band, and you think he's about to sing lyrics to the rock song he's doing, but it's more just doing like an audible yell. And I'm thinking, well, that's just another instrument, his yelling, and there's no actual lyrics, so it's really is part of the score. But it's, and he gets hit again.
Tom Spiegel, I have Shadows of the Empire by Joe McNeely. It's worth purchasing. It sounds like Star Wars.
What's his name? Chester Cradwich.
Yeah, that's a weird name.
That's a very English name. I don't know. Chester. He's referring back. Tyre Village was burned to the ground. You can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs, right? He had to get his resort built, right? True. They were trying to build a resort, right? Mr. Cragwich. Okay, he's on fire. We don't get to see his vision because it's from the point of view of Holmes now. Okay, but doesn't sound that interesting anyway. One thing I do like though,
I wouldn't want to get burned alive. I don't need to feel that.
Yeah. Now, even when I saw this for the first time, I'm like, he's getting out of this vision pretty quick. Okay.
Yeah.
The other guys are running around. They had it for a while, but now he's back to normal. And I'm thinking that was too easy. And of course, we learned it was too easy because he goes nuts again in a minute, right? It's like, you got to take care of that hooded figure. Okay. I don't like this whenever I watch mysteries and you see the hooded figure. This always happens. What was I watching? Melissa Harris says, this Sherlock Holmes or James Bond? It's Sherlock Holmes. Just young. Go ahead.
The lighting in this movie is really nice.
Yeah, I mean it. I keep thinking about back then. They still weren't having electricity yet. I think that one apartment had gas light. It looked like, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He has got candles, so he probably wasn't as up to date. Okay. I'm thinking, how good was Gaslight? I'd be curious. I don't know. I want to think I saw it demonstrated to me at a historical place when I was younger, but I don't remember. Part of me always imagined maybe I could, if I had the money, I would design a house that was functional without electricity. How would that, how would that work? That would be like a modern experiment, just in case the,
just in power everything, or
not even solar power, just without electricity. Could you make a functional house today that didn't use electricity, just in case the crap hits the fan and the grid goes out? Can you, would I be prepared? I guess solar would fix that too, but I'd also been curious.
Well, an EMP would fry the circuits in the solar panels.
That's what I'm thinking. So could I design a house that would withstand an EMP? So because it didn't use electricity at all, But again, that strikes me as a silly notion, but I don't know.
It would. I think you could. I think the cost would be like crazy.
Yeah. Lestrade to the rescue. Finally, he does something. Okay, right? Scotland Yard is finally.
And do you know why it's called Scotland Yard?
Why?
Because it was the old Scottish embassy in London that they took over.
Oh, that makes sense. Look at those bobbies. They look like they look like the bobbies you see in pictures. Got the one guy with the mustache and the other guy with the mutton chops. Okay, all right. I've only done all the work for him. Yeah, well, this is going to be a normal thing for you. Mm-hmm. Here we go, Elizabeth. She heard the bell, didn't she?
Yeah.
All right, come on, doggy.
And for the record, if that was one of my dogs, that woman would be dead by now.
Come on, Uncas. You're a little dog, though.
Sound engraver, don't look.
What?
She has a thing about wigs.
Okay, yeah, that's a wig. See, I don't have to shave my head because I wear the fancy Anubis mask. Okay, that's what he's thinking. He's using hypnotism on her. I wonder if, well, I'm not going to say who. I wonder if a certain other villain in Sherlock Holmes stories use hypnosis as well. But anyway. Oh yeah, I like Tom Spiegel. Yeah, according to Watson, his name was something like Cranky Quickwitch. Well, that's what I would have said. I'm sorry that that's there's a British name and then there's an absurd British name and that's an absurd British name. Okay, the bear is white. Good, Watson. You know why? Did you figure out the riddle when you were watching this for the first time?
I
What
didn't
kind
give
of,
it much thought.
I'm trying to think if I guessed polar bear because when I think of bears, I think of polar bears are usually the first thing that comes to mind. I mean, I guess if I depending on where I lived in the country, I'd think about other bears. I guess grizzly bears in some parts of the country would make more sense, but I don't think we really get bears down here. We must have bears in Florida. I don't know. Do we have bears in Florida? I should know this. I've lived here long enough.
Not for, I think, several hundred
We
years.
have a lot of a lot of feline species down here.
I would rather deal with a bear than a big cat.
I think we got a panther. I think we have panthers down here. I know the bear's white, but I don't know why. I'm not stupid or anything. Watson, you've got to think the whole thing through. Take it apart piece by piece. He figures it out. Wraith's the bad guy, right?
Yep. This is a pretty good action piece right here.
I'm thinking all this. What is this? Maybe it's a religious obligation for Wraith, or maybe it's just a hobby. I don't know. Like his parents were killed in the like him and his sister's parents were killed in that village, right?
Yeah.
That we're getting from this. Okay. Run, 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 run down the street. Okay. You're never gonna catch him. Never catch him in time. Do you have your own carriage? Can you have something that can go faster than a carriage, maybe?
If I had $12,000, I'd have my own McLaren.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Here's a question for him. You recorded a full-length version of the love theme, presumably just for the original 1985 record. How did this come about? And let's see. Bruce Broughton responds, at that time, every film score album had a love theme, so I made a special arrangement just for the album. Okay. So that isn't actually in the movie. We don't get love themes anymore, do we? Anyway.
Not so much. We don't get very many good movies anymore.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Look at her; she's smiling. I don't like the sister at all.
Yeah.
She does meet a nasty end, though.
Oh God, yes.
Look, he's looking. He's like, "What did I just see?" Or he didn't see it. It was above his head. Okay, the English the police officer there. Okay. I guess I take it this is before the Wright brothers made their fancy flying machine, right? Okay,
yeah. Few years. And they set up the broken ice very well.
Now this is interesting. This is this is a portion of London that used to always freeze over in the 1800s, right? I read about this. Oh, this was the lake or the river or something. I don't know enough about England, but yeah, this is apparently was a thing.
Because the Thames flows through London.
Yeah, and there was some portion of water that always froze over. They would have like festivals on it. They can't now, though. I think because, of course, I guess the temperatures aren't the same. But oh, look at that sinking now. Look at that, lost for the ages.
Now, that's a pretty fast wardrobe change right there.
Hey, well, it's yeah. Well, okay, you got a point.
That's pretty. That's a lot of clothes to put on.
I was trying to excuse it. I'm like, yeah, that kind of is. Maybe he's got a one of Wax Flatter's contraptions that puts clothes on real fast, and he stole it from him. Okay, that's why he wanted all this stuff destroyed. He was going to use that to make money. Oh, actually, I didn't think about that. I wonder if Wraith was wanting to use Wax Flatter's inventions for his own purposes later on. You know, what do you think? That's why he
That's
wanted to
actually a
get.
good thought.
I didn't think
Yeah,
about it because like, he's going to destroy all the stuff in the study. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, maybe he actually wanted to.
I like this scene right here. He has no idea what the hell to do.
He doesn't know what to do. He's flustered. 2 of us, 100 of them. That was a loud motorcycle if you heard that, okay? Why can't I think of anything?
And they bring back the chanting.
What's it? I've got it. Let's create a diversion. Now, I actually believe that this whole thing will come down like this because I think this was constructed in a hurry, okay? Right?
Yeah.
So this probably doesn't have the most sound structure, okay?
I mean, it's no Temple of Doom, you know.
Yeah, they had to build this in an old warehouse, right? I mean, come on, this is, for their weird quote unquote religious ceremonies.
So Mothra's theme counts as a love theme in Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Okay.
The new Godzilla King of the Monsters by Bear McCreary, that one? Or are we talking about like the old school
I'm assuming
Godzilla?
that's what he's referring to because we were talking about how they don't make current love themes.
I will say this though, Bear McCreary, yes, 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 and more yes. But I say this, he's got some balls.
Oh, Tom Spiegel says, yes, the Master Rogue Time Lord uses hypnosis. Yeah, this guy could have played the Master. All right. This is why I go to see movies. I want to see adventure, okay? I like adventure.
That's why we go to movies.
I don't like endless dialogue, okay? Come on, please. Did your dog hear the dog from the movie?
Olive. I don't know what she's barking at. Olive.
This is something Batman would do, okay? He was he'd bring the whole thing down too, I think, too, if it was just him, yeah. That or he'd spray some kind of gas or something, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, and the tension on the score just kind of builds and builds and builds.
Oh yeah. You don't want to be hearing this before you bite the dust, right? It's like
Probably not.
oh, here we go. I love this. Tears the beam right out of the top. Look at that. Look at that. Boom. This place is coming down. don't know. Would you want to join an evil Egyptian cult? That might be fun, right?
Probably not. No,
All right. All right. Wake up, Elizabeth. Look at this. Ooh. Watson's trying to rescue Elizabeth. And Mrs. what? Mrs. Finch? We call her? Okay. Oh.
Oh, this right here where he just blows the dart back in her mouth. Man,
that was a smart thing to do. That was ripped
hardcore.
That was ripped off in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. They did the same thing.
What? Indiana Jones and the what?
Yeah, you don't remember that movie. I know. That movie doesn't exist. Okay, yes, never mind. Anyway, look. Okay, so whatever, this is bad. Okay, she got the dart back in. Now, maybe she'll survive that. I don't know. Oh, we ain't going to survive this. Okay. Okay, this is a bad way to go, too, but, you know, a gruesome fate for a gruesome woman, okay? I mean, this is just... You murdered a bunch of people already, so I'm not going to feel too bad about you.
I don't feel too bad for it.
You know, it's like... Look at that, the hand falls right on top of him. Holmes, you're right. Just get her out of here. This whole place is coming down. Okay. Here's Wraith.
And just to plug for Sound Engraver, she has a live stream coming up in about 30 minutes on her channel.
It's supposed to be a live concert, right?
It is a live concert. I think it's a Christmas concert, but don't quote me on that.
Okay. Now, I find it interesting, this scene here. Okay, so I'm not going to say Watson screwed up, but he failed to save Elizabeth. Okay. Wraith got the better of him.
I mean, he did get punched in the face.
But I give Watson points because he did get punched in the face. I give Watson points. He kind of brings it around again. He fixes. I think he fixes it though. He does it. He does it 2 birds in 1 stone, which I find is interesting. Okay. He'll not only stop Wraith, but he'll save Sherlock Holmes too. So I like the fact they had the character do this. This is good because, in a way, there's been a lot of growth for him too in this movie. Okay. He is running after Wraith though, so that's good. He's not running away. You know, he's where'd he go?
There are some elements from the Goonies in this with all the contractions.
It's weird there is, but I think the teens are a little more sophisticated. Maybe it's because it's Victorian London. Okay. Or maybe it's just because it's Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. So how do you like this movie as an origin story for Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson and all these various characters?
I don't have any issues with it. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's okay if it was exactly your cup of tea, because it had a lot of mixed reaction. This is considered a big failure for Amblin actually at the time. I remember that.
Well, yeah, I mean, budget 18, box office 19. That's
and I didn't. To be fair, I didn't see it in the theaters. When did I watch it? When it was on Showtime. Okay, part of the cable service. Now we have.
I wonder if it did better on, on HBO and Showtime and home video.
I'm sure it made a profit at some point. A lot of movies do, unless they're really terrible. But it's just more slow going. Like a lot of Carpenter movies did much better on home video than they did in the theater, like John Carpenter movies. All right, here we go. Giddy up.
I know there's a lot of like hardcore Sherlock Holmes fans, and they seem to have issues with this film. Good show, Watson. Yeah.
Elizabeth, are you all right? I think so. Yeah, that was a good show, Watson. I mean, he stopped the bad guy and he saved Sherlock at the same time.
Yeah. And see, here I thought, okay, the movie's over. But no, wait, there's more to come.
I'm going to say this too. Where are the police? Where's Scotland Yard? Huh?
Well, it's kind of late at night, you know.
Is this like an abandoned district of the city? I don't know.
And the music's kind of telling you that it's over too.
I've heard it in this scene. This is Wraith's emotions getting the better of him, whereas
Yeah.
Sherlock is actually now starting to get more stoic. You know, because it was like the opposite when the movie started. Because he's
And I did not see that coming.
and she steps right in front to stop the bullet,
Yeah.
and it hits her. And oh no,
That right there is the sign of a good girlfriend.
yeah, that's a gut punch. And when she got shot in the guts, this is just not good. All right, he's gonna take care of him. Where did that sword come from?
He brought it out of the warehouse.
Oh, okay, all right. That's the thing on Smallville. Remember, like Lex Luthor and Clark Kent, they start out as friends, right? You know.
You know, I don't even know what the true legit origin for Lex Luthor is.
Oh, there are a ton. There are different ones. So yeah, that was just one though. But like, sometimes your nemesis starts out as your friend, right?
You know, and Holmes does a good job of like tearing him down emotionally. He's like, "Well, you've lost your little pyramid, and you're gonna lose this."
Mm-hmm.
And he does a good job. And Chris P brings up a good point. Who the hell's up at 1 o'clock in the morning, anyways? Nobody. It's bedtime.
Is there a night patrol in the city? Huh?
I mean, maybe.
Oh, what is that a meat hook? Oh, that's no.
Yeah.
Oh no. Don't want to get that stuck in you. Okay. Yeah, they're not playing around anymore. Did he hit him in the face with a crate?
He did. Yeah.
Fighting with oars, why not?
See,
I like this.
said,
It's kind of like it's devolved into a street fight at this point. They're just using whatever. Okay.
And they did a good job setting up the broken ice when the bicycle plane landed on it.
Yeah. Yeah, everything's set up.
Now, would it be ungentlemanly of me to like smack him in the head with that oar a couple times?
I think
that's probably what I'd like. Get down in there. Don't come back up.
Well, I think Holmes is wondering, what am I supposed to do here? Because it's like, do I reach your hand up and try to
walk away? Walk away. Just like a badass.
He just I mean, yeah, you try and help him up, you're probably going to go down with him. That's probably what would have happened anyway. Yeah, and just.
I mean, they do say more people drown from trying to help someone from drowning.
And you're going to want to help this guy who's just been trying to kill you and shot your
Yeah.
girlfriend. I mean, this is ridiculous. Okay. Oh no.
The harp here is very pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, and she says, you know, we'll meet up, you know, someplace better. Like,
Yeah.
oh Lord, just
Better world. Oh, this is sad. You'll be reunited in another world, a better world. I would argue Holmes at least is going to dedicate his life to making this world better, right?
yeah.
Being detective. Next to wax splatter. Grave is still fresh. Lestrade promoted to inspector. Okay, come on, that's funny. See, it's all starting to shape up finally. Do you notice this? Okay.
Yeah.
Look at that. He's wearing his. Look at his coat. Okay.
That's Inverness Cape. Man, I would love to have one of those.
He's gonna have wax splatters deer stalker cap, and he's gonna have get a present from Watson in a minute, right? Yeah, that's the thing, though. We were arguing about this, whether this is a Christmas movie, and it's like we've forgotten it's Christmas time throughout most of this movie, haven't
Yeah.
we? Yeah. It's like we're finally reminded of it in this last scene. Oh, it has been Christmas all along, you know.
It's a movie that takes place at Christmas, unlike Die Hard, which is a Christmas movie.
Okay. Wraith spent years plotting his revenge. He established himself as a respected member of British society, completely erasing his former identity. Made up of poor, the homeless, lost souls, the London streets. It's a good way to recruit a cult, right?
Yeah.
I'll give you 3 hots and a cots. You just have to be okay with human sacrifice. Okay.
Okay, that's cool. Better than working. I mean,
man. One very important clue. Look at this. Wraith is Atar spelled backwards. Very clever, Watson. I'm certain I would have arrived at that conclusion sooner or later. Yeah, sure you would have. 10 years go by, you figure it out. Okay. Come back after the holidays? No, I'm transferring. Too many memories here. Yeah, I get that. Plus, let's be blunt. These the faculty here haven't been too nice. You know?
Yeah.
Merry
Thanks
Christmas,
for coming by, Melissa Harris. Hope you enjoyed the film.
Yeah, well, don't even try. Oh, look at that. I'll respond it back to you. Don't even try.
The lurker shows his head.
Oh, stop it. Anyway, but that coat, why do you insist on wearing that ridiculous cloak?
That's a Beast War line. Like it's like a trophy. Like
the skin of a leopard, indeed. That makes sense.
Ooh.
I like it. He's gotten all the assemblages of his outfit here. He's going to have the cap soon, too. It was the adventure of a lifetime.
When I was in Scotland, I came so close to buying this gorgeous deerstalker in Edinburgh, but it was like, I think it was around $200, and I was like, I got like another week to be here, so I don't want to spend that much money on one item. Yeah, and I regretted it for the last 20 years not buying it.
Well, you know, we can always, you know, That's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes sometimes you purchase things and you regret buying them. It's like.
I know. That's true.
Okay. So, what'd you think, though? Watson solved the riddle. Watched his carriage disappear. Realized that I'd forgotten to thank him. He had taken a weak boy and made him into a courageous, strong man. Well, yeah. Okay. Ready for whatever mystery lay ahead. He's ready to take on the greatest adventure. I knew it would probably involve Sherlock Holmes. Well, we did not get that sequel. Although Sir Arthur did not write about the very youthful years of Sherlock Holmes and did dispatch the initial meeting of Holmes and Watson as adults, it's affectionate speculation about what might have happened has been made with respectful whatever. Okay. Oh no! Don't do this! Don't do this to me, Amazon. Yeah. Okay. It tries moving me into the next thing, before the credits have run. And there's still more movie. We're not done yet.
There is.
Okay.
Post-credit scene before they were the end thing to do.
And I wondered if I saw this on cable, so of course you just watched the credits and then I said, well, there's a carriage. And I kept thinking, who's in the carriage? Is that Holmes going home? Okay. That's what I thought. Okay. Now we get the big reveal, right? But it seems nice, right? We don't know what we're seeing here, right? It's like, it's like. I kept thinking that that like the hoof things that was like those are hoof things that I heard, but that's actually part of the score. The whatever that is, I don't know. But the like a train going across tracks or something. This is back when credits were not 10 minutes long, right? Okay. This is
back when you could make a movie for $18 million.
They say who did the CG effects. John Lasseter. I don't know. I'm thinking the Pixar guy. I don't know. Motion picture soundtrack album available on MCA Records and Tapes. Visual effects produced by Industrial Light and Magic. They did everything back then. They were the go-to effects company. You wanted them.
Pixar Computer Animation Group, a division of
Lucasfilm Limited. Okay, Pixar Computer. I guess Apple bought them from Lucasfilm. Maybe that's what happened. And then Disney ended up partnering with them later on. Okay.
And don't forget, everyone, Sounding Graver has a show coming up at 9:30 on her channel.
Yeah, I'll be stopping by.
I will be there as well.
All right.
And next week we're doing Batman Returns. Hope to see everyone back for that.
Curio shop owner, school porter, school reverend, policeman, voice of older Watson, Michael Horton. All right, color by Technicolor. Okay, we get the Dolby stereo. Stereo, big deal. I imagine Dolby stereo, though, that was still kind of the 4-channel sound, right? Okay, here we go. All right. So here we get the big reveal. Can I help you? I'd like a room, please. Please sign here.
Makes me wonder what the second one would have been like.
There we have it. Moriarty, his arch enemy. And I wonder if Moriarty, maybe I'm wrong here, but I wonder if he was like the first supervillain in literature.
Probably
I don't know.
Probably.
Okay.
That's a good question, but I would probably say so. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's his arch nemesis. So everything gets set up. So even though we didn't get sequels, you can treat all future Holmes stories as basically a sequel to this, right?
That's true.
I mean, all right. Well, coming up, Sherlock Holmes and the Sign of 4. I don't know what that is, but I can't watch it right now. All right. Well, thank you everyone for stopping by. Is that your dog? Is that Olive?
This is 1/5.
Okay. Well, say hello.
Hello, 1/5. Hello.
No.
Remember, everyone, adopt, don't shop. Have a good week. Keep listening to those great film scores, and we will see you next week. Thank you so much, everyone, for stopping by. Have a good
Take
week.
care. Take care. Bye. All right. I'm going to